All right, today's topic and mod is going to be the combo switch. The combo switch located on the right side of the handlebar is a 2-in-1. The gray button is the starter, the red button is the kill switch. From what I've heard, potentially there are some people reporting that if this thing gets overly wet, it doesn't work. And the other big thing that I've heard is that if you accidentally hit the start button, when the engine is running, it will throw a code on your little light there on your hour meter, and it is a dealer-only reset. The code will not go away if you unplug the battery. It will just either annoy you, or what some people have reported, it puts the bike into limp home mode, half power, runs terribly, like there's no throttle response. But I think it's a way that they designed something into the architecture of that ECU to protect itself from some damage occurring. And I believe what people have said, it's a power valve code. Don't know how that's relative to anything, but I'm just reporting kind of back what I've found. So what I'm going to do temporarily is basically put a snap connector dongle on the start-stop switch. And these are really high quality stuff. They're waterproof. They got a rubber grommets and membranes on them. And I'm going to basically, for now, make and splice into this harness and put it the other gender, so this is correct. So when I do eventually get the separate start-stop switch, I'm going to put a start switch over here, just like on the other bikes, and then a kill switch on this side, so it's same. But temporarily, so I can still work on this bike and move it around and get it dynoed, I'm just going to simply, in preparation for that modification with the two switches, just simply convert this one over to that blue connector to the gray connector and have it all going on. So I have not personally experienced the limp home mode problem that happens if the power valve code gets thrown, if you hit that start button while the engine's running, but it's, I guess, a thing. And it's a dealer-only reset, and that really sucks because you may have to travel pretty far to get it to be reset. Some people experience no problems at all. It's just a visual annoyance of something flashing, or they do have reported that their bike runs terrible. They take it to the dealer, they flash it, do something to it, clears a code, you're back to normal. But given that I've heard people saying that if that gets really overly wet, it doesn't work, I'm just simply avoiding this whole thing, going with a traditional start and stop switch like on those bikes over here. Gonna have to splice into the dongle and make it work. And here's the kit that I got. It's made Amazon, 20 bucks, shipped to my house in one day. JR Ready, that's the part number. And it's essentially a bunch of small pins, male and female gender, rubber membranes, snap connectors, built really good. And that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna just basically modify this switch so I can still move the bike around and do stuff to it. And then when those other switches come in, splice into that dongle, that I'm gonna make another one and have it separate just like it used to be. Numero importante thing, disconnect the battery anytime you go to do anything on this bike, You move the fuel pump, you wanna go do something, whatever, disconnect the battery. I can't express how important that is. Terrible, bad things will happen if you accidentally arc something out. You might pop that thing, and good luck finding another one. So that's it for now. Second part of this video will just simply show what I did after the fact. All right, appreciate y'all, God bless. All right, so I reinstalled the stock start and stop button here as just a temporary thing, and replaced the snap connector with a larger, waterproof, bigger, better snap connector. And the reason why I did this is because, again, I want to be able to I gotta go down to the bike this week or next week. And my intention is to undo this connector and put on the traditional start on this side, stop on that side, and just basically wire that into a new connector for this. So I sort of just preemptively did a little bit of a head work to put the connector I'm going to use on the harness. Still can move the bike around, but definitely look into possibly what I found online is some guys are saying when they hit the start button, when the engine's running, it throws a code, makes it go home in limp home mode, dealer only reset, a little bit of a problem with that. And there's some guys reporting that if they got that excessively wet, it stopped working. So I want to avoid all that. Go with the, like I said before, go with the traditional start and stop switches like on those bikes. Start here, stop there. And it's a pretty beefy connector. And in the previous video, I showed the part number and where I got it from Amazon. It's 20 bucks, shipped to my house in one day. Took about 5 minutes per side, 10 minutes per side. And reconnected the battery. There she is, and it's still starts and stops. So eventually I'll get the other two on either side, have it traditionally set up. I think it'll be kind of just a little bit safer, and potentially, I mean, anything can happen. I can still hit the button accidentally, but far less likely with it being separated. So there you go. Appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. See ya.